So here's the Jeep Grand Cherokee that my wife owns, and I am looking. She's got a spongy brake pedal. Sometimes when she stops, she's got a good brake pedal. You know, other times when she stops, she's got to floor it. So that's going to be the brake master cylinder here. So, and that's located right in here. Right, this is the brake reservoir here, and this is the brake master cylinder underneath here. Okay, and it's held on by these two bolts right in here on the back. There's one, and the second one is right there, right in the back here. So yeah, this is all filled up with brake fluid, and in the past when I've gone into this brake reservoir, I've seen floaty black parts. That tells me maybe the grommet or something is introducing air into the brake cylinder, master cylinder I should say, and it's causing the brake pedal to go all the way to the floor, scaring the heck out of all of us. So we're going to eliminate that today with a new brake master cylinder. All right, here on my bench is the new brake master cylinder, and basically I got it from Advanced Auto Parts, where I usually buy all of my parts. They're pretty good with their parts, pretty reliable. I've fixed both these Jeeps out here, my Wrangler and my Grand Cherokee, and I've had great success with that. So on the bench here, I've got an OEM master cylinder, and basically this is it right here. It's just a cylinder, two outlet ports that go out to your brake system, and you have two inlet ports where your reservoir sits on top of. So, and that's where it receives the pressure from with the brake fluid, I should say. And basically this piston right here, this shaft, is connected through the vacuum booster, and when you step on the brake on the inside, the vacuum booster provides enough pressure into this cylinder here head. So I mean, you can actually kind of manually push it in. I'm not a strong man or nothing like that, but if you push this side in this way, there are ports here that open that release the pressurized brake fluid down through into your brake system. This brake system here. This is failing on my wife's Grand Cherokee, so we're going to replace it. It basically comes with two grommets here. I got the input here. It says the attention installer, two reservoir mounting grommets have been supplied with this unit. Please discard the old grommets. Basically, I got grommets right here. They provide to you. I guess if you want to bench bleed, they give you some other tools here to bench bleed. We have these nice little tubes here, but I think we already know what we got going on here. So basically, I want to go ahead and get the old master cylinder off so that we can replace it with this newer master cylinder from Advanced Auto Parts. So the first thing I want to do is I want to go in here to the, I got to get the brake fluid, old brake fluid out of the reservoir here. So we want to get all that out. So basically how I do that is I have my own brake sucker here. Brake sucker, what do you call that? Yeah, turkey baster actually, and I put it for brakes. So of course, duh, I'm not gonna put it on my turkey anymore, but it has been very helpful for me. And you see my homemade brake bleeder, which I will use later on in this video. In order to get the brake fluid out of the master cylinder, we want to take the filler cap off and place it somewhere where you're not going to lose it. I'm going to put it over here in my little bench here that I have. So I'm using that, my wagon as my bench today. And also basically be very careful. Brake fluid is extremely corrosive. If you get it on your paint or if you get it on any painted type surface, you're going to ruin it. So just be very careful. So basically what I'm going to do is I'm coming down here and basically I'm pulling out my brake bleeder here just a tad. Just take the top off of it, and I am basically, here's my out of my deluxe mix my mixed deluxe plastic container, I made my own brake bleeder here, basically. And inside you can kind of see the black particles that I kind of got out of this from before. So it's not nice to look at, but that's what's there. So basically what you want to do is use the old turkey baster that I marked with brakes. Always mark stuff in your garage. Of course, you don't want to use that on your turkey. And you basically start by sucking out that fluid. And the fluid is somewhat like apple juice flavor, colored. Flavored, don't drink it. It's colored because I've already bled the brakes on this vehicle before, and then the master cylinder went and failed on us. So basically get it as close as you can and put that in there. Get as much as you can, but you don't want to overfill it because you don't want this brake fluid getting on any of the paint down below. We just don't want anything corrosive. This Jeep Grand Cherokee is 17 years old and it runs pretty decent for its age, so we want to keep it running. Alright, we just keep on getting stuff, and you'll see there's black particles inside there, so that might tell me maybe the grommet has kind of disintegrated in there. I don't know, we'll double check that, but I kind of have a feeling something has failed inside that master cylinder and made its way up back to the reservoir, or maybe the reservoir. I wasn't too careful there, as you saw that I spilled some brake fluid, which I'll have to clean up later. And just make sure you get as much as you can out. And we're going to save this brake fluid from when we go to, we're going to bleed the brakes after this anyway. So you can test bleed the master cylinder on the bench. I'm just going to go ahead and install it because I'm going to just bleed all the brakes anyway. You're supposed to do it when you install a new master cylinder, so I think that's the best course of action here. Alright, so we got to crack the nuts on the master cylinder, so I'm going to go ahead and crack them. There we go, there's one. I got to get in there. I'm using a flare wrench. This flare wrench for the Jeep Cherokee is a 12 millimeter. So I need to get it on there. There we go. And with everything in, I believe that, and then get the one on the back. Oh, before I do that, I need to take the sensor off of the brake. So there we go. Sensor's off. Put him down and off and away. You get him behind another wire. That's good. I gotta be careful because these wires are very brittle, and it should be a 12 millimeter going the other way as well. So let's see if I can. Oh, that guy's getting in the way. So there we go. I give it a few taps with the hammer. There we go. Try not to manhandle all this too much. And the reason why I take these off first is because it's easier to get them off before I get the other two screws in the back off. So we'll get these out of the way first. Make sure there's no, yeah, we got a little bit of fluid coming out. So what we want to do is to protect the bottom down there. We want to get more. Go ahead and get this all taken care of. Put all this guy down in there, because we don't want that corrosive stuff on your hands, and you don't want it on your body. And I know there's some that leaked off of my hands. Just get it off as quickly as you can. And I am going to go get some gloves. Okay. Alright, so for getting the back bolts off, I measured them already, and they are, if I remember reading that right, I think those were 3/4. So go ahead and take this off in the back here. Let's see if we can get him on there. Okay, he's in there flush. Righty tighty, lefty loosey. Always remember that. And we'll get the other one off. And that guy is in the back here. We're gonna get this guy out of the way. He's our wire. Just make sure you don't forget him, that he's tied up back there, of course. And I gotta use another extension. I will use the longer extension to get back there to him. Let's see if we can get back there. Oh, you know what? He might be too long. Maybe too long? Yeah, I don't think I need that big of an extension. All right. Make sure he's on there flush. There we go. And just take your time. Easy going. Listen to some Pink Floyd if you need to. Chill out. And just make sure you catch those nuts, and if you don't, they'll go all the way down to the bottom. You'll be able to get them down there with your magnet. Is one. There's one. We'll get the second one going here. I think I'm going to get the other extension on this one, maybe. That one I might need a longer extension. I think I tried that already, but I couldn't get back there. But with everything automotive, you always got to try it again. When you create more room for yourself, you might be able to get in there better. And I would have to say no. That angle's a big no. Try it again. And keep going. Try to make it a little bit easier. There we go. Take your time with it. All right. I heard a little hissing coming out of it because of the pressure. We gotta be careful about this. We have the ABS system here right next to us, so I don't want to disturb those lines too much. They're on there pretty good. You shouldn't have to worry about it. There we go. Okay. 17-year-old vehicle. I'm just trying to get it out. It'll happen, you just have to take some time. Alright, so I got both bolts out. Let's see if I can get this guy out of here. Oh. Let me get him. And okay, so down in here, this is the power booster in here, and that's just the excess brake fluid and stuff that was up against the brake booster here. We want to keep it as clean as we can. But yeah, there was no, I was looking for fluid that was going back into the brake booster here from the master cylinder, and I am not seeing anything. It's dry as a bone on the outside here. So it's just a matter of changing this master cylinder and this reservoir out onto the new one, and then we can reassemble. We gotta make sure that we get this piston right here, this hole, matched up here with the plunger that's coming in to, this is connected to your brake pedal here through the vacuum boost. This is your power brake system. So yeah, we're back into bench here, and basically here's the master cylinder. We are going to, he's going to sit in here like this, right? Sit on here like this, and I'll show you a picture of how I use this tool here. This guy here, he's the reservoir removal tool, and I came in through here and I kind of just like pushed them out. You can see right here. You got to clamp them together. And what happens is these clips push this way, push together this way. It's kind of hard to do it, and it is plastic, so it's good to use plastic against plastic, especially when it's up against metal here. So you get it started on the back side, tap it in with a mallet, rubber mallet if you want. I used a hammer, just was very easy with it. And then it allowed me to just pop it off. With this new unit here, it tells you got to replace the grommets, of course. It's always a good thing to do, and that's what I'm doing here. I'm just replacing grommets here. Make sure you put your grommets in there as expected. As expected there. Make sure you get them in there. Alright, and they should be in there. There's one, there's two. I'll be honest with you, the other grommets look like World War II, a little bit in there, but we're good. We got them in there, and we'll get them in there seated really well, and we will get the reservoir on. So I got the reservoir on. It took a little doing to get it on. Doing meaning a little bit of pressure. You'll need that pressure. It helps to have a vise. I got to get a vise on this table, which I don't have. So, but anyhow, yeah, we're good. I cleaned out the reservoir with brake clean and got it all cleaned as best as I possibly can. Get the old gunk and everything that was in there out of there. We've got a brand new master cylinder, and it is totally installed on the back here, on the bottom here. That's all good there. And on the other side, oops, sorry about that. On the other side, yeah, he's all clicked in there. So I think we're good to go. Alrighty, we are back, and got the master cylinder and reservoir all in there. Yeah, that's my little table. That's my homemade brake bleeder, and I put everything in plastic because of the volatility of brake fluid, right? You want to keep that contained and away from your puppy. Isn't that right, Powder? You're my helper. What? Oh, yeah, that's a good... Oh. You are a good helper, bud. You really are. You're keeping me all safe from the squirrels and the rabbit you're trying to befriend, right? Anyhow. Yeah, he's not going to be very much help today. So, yep, we are getting back to getting this in there. There's my wagon, serves as my table. Got my tools on my makeshift stool there. And yeah, we got everything all plugged up here. As you can hear the airplanes overhead. I do live next to Brooksville Airport, and we got a cool thing going on. There's a glider going on up there. I don't know if I got that right, but we live close enough to NASA too, in a sense. Sometimes we can see whenever the old space shuttles were, when all the space shuttles were flying and all the rockets, you know, the Falcon rockets were going, we were able to see that, which is always cool and neat. But yeah, I've got the rags in front of the brake booster here, and we're gonna get to installing this. That's our brake master cylinder. All right, so we're gonna get this installed. You can see that the master cylinder and the reservoir here, I got it nice and cleaned. I cleaned it up with brake fluid on the inside here, plugged up the holes, and got all that gunk that's in there out. Brand new master cylinder here from Advanced Auto Parts. It turns out, I got a picture that I'll show you as well, that this is matches the Chrysler part exactly. So yeah, I have a lot of faith in it. And Advanced Auto Parts does not really let me down. I am not a spokesperson for Advanced Auto Parts, but if you have great parts, I like to buy your parts because they work. All right, so what I'm going to do is I got to get this part of this piston, the round hole, into this receiver right here, right down in there. So I'm going to come in like you hear the planes landing around here. We're going to land that right through here and get these brake lines out of the way. Got to be in front of the ABS and getting in there. Okay, it looks like I'm on it, and I just need to get that onto the post, and which I am, and on it goes. That's it. It is on there. Let me go ahead and get the nuts, and I'll put the nuts down into it. Alrighty. So one at a time. I don't like to hold one nut over another. Once I get it started, then I can go ahead and get my socket wrench. So we get them started here. Sometimes I'm gonna go slow with this. If you're impatient, then yeah, I get it. Let me get the other one. I'm working down here in that bright Florida sun. I'm just making sure you're not cross-threading anything. Nope, you're good. Okay, I just kind of hand tighten down until I can't do it anymore. And I think we're good there. And then we'll go ahead and get this guy righty-tighty. Make sure you're on the righty-tighty setting. Yep. And let's get these. Oh, sorry about that. I have to move this guy a little bit. I remember I had limited space on this one. It's okay. It takes time to work on vehicles, and I'm not a hot-headed dude, so I got time on my hands here. I like to work with business precision, but I don't want to go too fast and screw things up either, so we'll let this one go here a little bit. Nuts will hug. I'll start on this one over here. Get him going. Always use the full extension of it if you can. double checking fitment, but everything is reversed as to how we took it up. The reason why it's taking so long is these threads are super long. There we go. I don't want to snug that down until I get the other one snug. You want to do it on the same. There we go. Sometimes you have to wiggle in there. Yeah, I can get in here with a wobble extension, but my wobble extension's in there somewhere, and I'm not sure if I have anything this small. I'm sure I do, but you know, if you can move these lines over and there's some play in it, use that to your advantage. I'm getting a quarter turn every time, so I'm sure people would be throwing their wrenches already, but that's alright. I know it's tightening down. And something like brakes, you got to make sure that they are working. And you put them in there, you did it correctly. It's something you can't just Alright, so that's about it. I go ahead, I hooked up the brake lines. We got both nuts going back into the brake booster here. We just go ahead and connect our, you're gonna hear that click. Once you hear that click, you know you're in there. This will take you back to your brake sensors and on your vehicle. And basically we're gonna go ahead and fill this up with brake fluid, which you don't really need to see. Just gonna make sure over here that you're filled it up to your max value on the side. You got your minimum and your maximum. We'll fill it up to max, and then what I'll end up doing is bleeding the brakes, and we'll have a good brake pedal. All right, well, hope to see you next time.